Hey YouTube, just wanted to do a quick video on this new ambient weather ws-1965 weather station. Haven't seen anybody else do a video on it so far, so I thought I'd do one before I send it back. Um, the display is very colorful and very easy to read. I really like that about it. I mean, there's lots of colors here. You have white, blue, orange, and green. And it's just very well laid out too. Your indoor information's here, and your outdoor information's right next to it. Rainfall information's here, and your wind information's here. Forecast information here, and then your time of day and your dates here. Um, you can have it show your rainfall rate for the hour, the day, the week, the month, the year, if I remember correctly. Let's see what else. What else? You can have it show the average wind speed every time it sends out every 16 seconds, or you can have it show the fastest wind speed for every 16 seconds, and then it'll say gust right here on the display if you choose that option. Let's see what else. Um, I never was able to get this to connect to Ambient Weather app and Weather Underground. I had a lot of trouble trying to connect this with the online services, but I'm not going to spend more time trying to do that. At this point, I'm just going to send it back because I cannot get accurate temperature readings. The only time you can get an accurate temperature reading with this is at nighttime or on a cloudy or rainy day, and the wind has to be blowing. So if the wind is not blowing, even if the sun's not out, what happens is heat builds up inside the radiation shield. It's what you call a trying to remember how they word it. Radiation shield heat bubble. So, I mean, air can only flow across the sides of these, I'll call them louvers, even though it's probably not the right word. There's no, it's completely blocked off from the top. I think that if there were some type of ventilation on top of this, that would help any heat that would get in here. The temperature and humidity sensor that's in here, the heat would be able to escape out of the top of it if it had a better design. That's just my thoughts on it. I had the same issue with the Accurite Atlas. It has a built-in fan, but at nighttime the fan's not running, and heat builds up inside that radiation shield. And that Accurite Atlas and this one too, they'll read anywhere from like 2 to 3 degrees too warm at nighttime, or on like cloudy and rainy days, even with that fan. Well, the fan doesn't really run on cloudy and rainy days on the Atlas. But anyway, so then we have this one. When the sun is hitting it during the midday, it'll read like 3 to 4 degrees too warm. Um, the worst thing though is like early morning when the sun's at an angle, the sun's kind of hitting it from the side. It'll read as much as 14 degrees too warm when the wind's not blowing. The same thing would probably happen late in the afternoon when the sun is setting, except in my case, I have trees that block the western setting sun. So yeah, right now the wind cups I had already taken off them. They go here, and then the wind direction vane, I think you call it, goes here for your wind direction. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really love the display, although I think it would be nice if there was an option for a bigger one. I think this is only roughly like 4 inches by 4 inches. It's pretty small. But believe it or not, you can still read this thing from like 5, 10 feet away. It's very easy to see. Um, the indoor temperature and humidity is very accurate, though. That I did notice. Oh, I almost forgot. The humidity always reads too low on this as well, which probably has a lot to do with that heat buildup. Because if heat is getting trapped in that sensor, that's also going to dry it out and make it read more dry or lower on the humidity. So Yeah, it's a really nice display, like I said. Although I would be willing to pay more for a bigger display, but I think it needs to be redesigned so that that temperature reads more accurately, and then you can have a good product. So I think there's a lot of potential for it, but right now, at this current time, unfortunately, it's just doesn't read accurately, so I can't recommend it.